Kindly hold your questions to the end. There will be a question and answer period. There's a lot of information that will be presented here, but this is to let you know that we're here to help. There's also the Cafe TO guidebook, so if you have any technical questions about your location, the guidebook has a lot of helpful information. You can also email us at cafeto@toronto.ca to discuss your particular location. This will just be a general overview for those who are returning applicants this year. The agenda for today. So we'll start with a land acknowledgement. We'll go over the goals of this presentation, provide an overview of the program and how to estimate your fees. Then for those who want to change their Curbline Cafe placement, we'll discuss the process for that, and as well as the permitting process for returning operators, go over the general steps involved, discuss temporary accessible platforms, which are a requirement for all Curbline cafes, some key dates and the supports available to you. And again, we'll open it up to question and answers after that. Land acknowledgement. We acknowledge the land that we're meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. The City of Toronto acknowledges all treaty people, including those who came here as settlers, as migrants, either in this generation or in generations past, and those of us who came here involuntarily, particularly those brought to these lands as a result of the transatlantic slave trade and slavery. We pay tribute to those ancestors of African origin and descent. So the goals for this session are to provide you with an overview of the Cafe TO program, the fees involved this year. If you're wanting to change your cafe location as well, we'll go over the process for that, the temporary accessible platform requirement, and also relaying the importance of reviewing the updated 2024 guidebook for Cafe TO, knowing the deadlines that are coming up, and how to ask for help if you require assistance. So what is a Curbline Cafe? So it is an outdoor dining area located in the street in a parking lane next to a curb, as illustrated in this image here. It must meet the design and operational and safety requirements that's outlined in the Municipal Code Chapter 742. And it's available for application to individuals, partnerships, or corporations with a valid business license where food and drinks are served. So what is not a part of a Curbline Cafe? Those are sidewalk cafes and cafes on private property. So a sidewalk cafe, formerly known as a boulevard cafe, are outdoor eating areas located on sidewalks where food or drinks are served to the public by a licensed eating or drinking establishment. Again, it's for individuals with a valid business license for locations where food and drinks are served. It has a lower cost than a Curbline Cafe, as the annual permit fee is $29.13 per square meter. It also has a longer operating season, as sidewalk cafes on the frontage or flankage of a business can be used over the winter. For patios on private property, those locations must comply with the zoning bylaw, and as long as it does not incorporate any structures that require a building permit, you generally don't need city permission prior to installation. So just something to note if you're looking for something outside of a Curbline Cafe. So what are the 2024 fees? There's no application fee charged for returning operators. That's a one-time fee that's only charged to new operators for new applications. There is a seasonal permit fee that's charged every year. This year, the fee is $87.40 plus HST per square meter. This fee is being phased in to be to the full amount, which is $132.42 per square meter, which will start being charged in 2025. There's also a permit transfer fee for those who want their permit transferred to a new permit holder, and that is a non-refundable flat rate fee of $338.13 plus HST. So here's an example of how to calculate your fee based on the size of your location. The average width of most cafes is about 1.8 meters. The exact dimensions will be provided by the city, or if you're using the exact same location and are making no changes, then it will simply be the width and length of your location times the seasonal permit fee. So in this example, a location that is 12 meters by 1.8 meters would cost approximately $1,887.84. Again, if you're making changes, your cafe location will be confirmed by the city. If not, it'll be the same location that you used in prior years. So if you are making changes to your curb lane cafe, so that is the frontage that you want to use for your outdoor patio, you should email the Cafe TO team as soon as possible at cafeto@toronto.ca to discuss the proposed changes. You should also contact your BIA if applicable, especially for those who are participating in the curb lane pilot program. It's important to discuss those changes with your BIA. So cafe placement, again, if you're changing the location of your curb lane cafe for this season, here are some important information for you to note, as there are some areas that are not appropriate for a curb lane cafe or safe. Those areas are the ones close to crosswalks, driveways or laneways, transit stops, permit parking areas, loading zones, car share parking or electric vehicle charging stations, and reserved lanes for designated classes of vehicles like an HOV lane. Here in this image, you'll see some examples of a transit stop, a streetcar, accessible parking areas, or loading zones that are not suitable for a curb lane cafe. So what are the general steps in renewing? So you'll receive an email that outlines how to renew your existing permit. The following documents and payments are required. That's a certificate of insurance, as well as the renewal invoice for payment. Please note that once you receive this email, we will request payment of your invoice by March 1st, but the sooner you pay, the sooner we can confirm the traffic plans for your area and issue your permit. Payments received after this date may result in delays to your curb lane installation and a shortened patio season. So it's just something to note. The sooner you pay, the sooner that the traffic plans can be completed for you to start your Cafe TO season this year. If you're not making any changes to your curb lane cafe, you can simply renew your permit as long as you're in good standing with the City of Toronto. That includes having an up-to-date business license and owing no fees. And you also have to have an approved temporary accessible platform designed for your location. If you do not have an approved design for your location, you must submit one as soon as possible for review, as your permit cannot be renewed until this design is approved. Temporary platforms. So these platforms, they provide improve accessibility rather by providing level access between the sidewalk and the cafe. Platform designs are due as soon as possible for returning operators. Your platforms must be designed and stamped by a licensed design professional, so an engineer, architect, or BCIN designer. Once the temporary accessible platform package has been approved by the city, the platform must be installed by June 1st. City staff will communicate to you the date that they close the curb lane and install the safety traffic equipment. And please note, temporary platforms are only permitted to be installed during the Cafe TO season and must be removed before your scheduled curb lane cafe removal date. Those dates will be provided to you in September. You're also responsible for the disassembly, removal, and storage of your platform at your own cost in the event of a planned or emergency capital utility work. Please note you are able to operate your curb lane cafe without a platform until June 1st, as long as you provide an accessible ramp and all the safety and traffic equipment is installed. The details of this are found in the Cafe TO guidebook. Again, this is for those folks who do not have a temporary platform design submitted to the city yet. So some key dates. So applications are currently open, as are renewals. They will close on March 1st at 11:59 p.m. Platform designs for those who have not submitted are due as soon as possible. 90% of the curb lane cafes should open by Victoria Day weekend, so that's May 17th to 20th. And the deadline for platform installation, again, is June 1st. You must remove all of your curb lane cafe patio and platform equipment and materials by October 15th. There are supports available to you. We have the Cafe TO Property Improvement Program. They provide matching $7,500 grant to help you with your platform. This includes leasing, renting, or purchasing a platform. This is funded by FedDev Ontario. Additional information is found on our website. Applications open on March 1st, 2024. Tabia, the Toronto Association for Business Improvement Areas, is also creating downloadable templates that your designer or engineer can use to modify your space. They're also putting together a list of suppliers. Please visit their website, Cafe Tio Tabia. I can put the link in the chat as well. There's also one-on-one support available if you require specific technical support for your location or have additional questions that you would like to troubleshoot. We're here to help. You can request a time with one of our business advisors to discuss your patio idea or to go over your renewal. Again, we're here to help. Please email us anytime at cafeto@toronto.ca. The important technical information is also covered in the Cafe Tio guidebook, which is available on our website, toronto.ca/cafetio. So I'll stop recording now.